everyone, it's Imogen. Welcome back to Colouring Kid and Merry Christmas to all of you who are celebrating. I've hopefully scheduled this video to go up on Christmas Day, so I hope you're all having a wonderful time and that you enjoy watching this video. I'm really excited to bring you today the tag, which is 10 books that you'd like to finish in 2021, or just for me in general, 10 books that I would like to finish. I know that I'm probably not going to finish another book next year. It's just the way it is. I'm working through a few books very slowly, but I have goals a long time in advance to finish books, but it's highly doubtful that I will finish a book next year. Nevertheless, I am still going to treat it like that. So to finish in 2021, I've seen some people's videos with books they are going to finish by 2021, and then some that again are just their favourites that they like to finish. So I think it's alright for me to do that. This tag was created by Mary from Another Little Piece of My Art, and I was very kindly tagged by Lavella from Lavella's Colouring and also Kate from Kate's Colouring Haven. So I will link those ladies' channels or videos down in the description. Thank you so much for tagging me, Lavella and Kate, and thank you, Mary, for creating this tag. It's a super fun one, and as I said, I'm really excited to do it. So I'm just going to get started. So I'll start with the obvious one. Back in April, I got my second copy of Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. Originally, I completed my first copy between November 2017 and November 2018. Needless to say, I do not have that time now to be able to finish a book in a year. And for me, I mean, this book is really thick. For me, that was an amazing thing that I managed to do. I would never ever be able to do that unless it was a very small book. But as I said, I got this back in April and I really wanted to start working through it again. It had been a year and a half obviously since I'd last coloured in it, so as many of you know from various completed pages videos and other videos, I'm slowly working through this again. I am still working on my Wonder Room spread, but I'm getting there. And I know lots of people also through Facebook, I think, are doing a year-long colour-along next year for Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. So lots of people had this book as one of their books for the top 10. So I thought I would obviously join in. It was a no-brainer for me. This was always going to be one of the books. It's ongoing. So I think it's really nice if other people are working on it as well. And as I've already mentioned to Kate, if anybody wants to do a buddy colour in this book, I would absolutely love to, because it's one of those books where I am just working through it. I am trying somewhat to do it in order, but it doesn't really bother me if I flit around a bit. So this is the page I'm working on at the moment. I am getting there with it. It's not far off now. I've just been working on it bits at a time. It's a very overwhelming page for me, and I'm really proud of myself for keeping with it. And then I did skip ahead to these pages. I need to put some greaseproof paper in between those really, and then this is my other whip as well. So once I've got these pages done, there are some that I'm really looking forward to doing that are a bit easier. So if any of you would love to do a buddy colour, I'm really happy to, and I just need to get knuckle down and do those pages first, and then I would be really excited too. So that's my first book. That was my top book. It always will be. It's my favourite colouring book, no doubt. Okay, now the next two books kind of go as one. I do have a couple of extra books, so I do have a few more than 10, I guess, but some of them do kind of go together. So the ones I've chosen are Fairy Celebrations and Fairy Touch of Magic. So these are both by Clara Markova, and out of the two, I've completed a lot more pages in Fairy Celebrations. I'm still working on my first one in Fairy Touch of Magic. Again, though, I am getting there with it. Been working on it a bit more this month, and I do like to take her pages quite slow, although this one is taking me a bit longer than anticipated. But if we start with Fairy Celebrations, this one I think I've done about 13 pages in. I got it last year, so in a year I think I've done pretty well to do that many pages for me, because I've still been consistent with other books and I've still managed to work in those a fair few times. So it's been nice to kind of come back to this one, and out of all of her books it's been the one that I've coloured in the most. So yeah, I really love working in it, and I could see myself doing the whole book. because I just love all the pages, and that goes for all of her books. But there are a few more Christmassy ones, I think, in Fairy Touch of Magic. But yeah, I absolutely love it, and I honestly could see myself completing that. The only thing I'm annoyed about is that I did not colour the back pages at the same time as colouring the image, so I'd have to go back and colour all of those, although it doesn't really bother me. But I think there's 52 or 53 pages in these books because they're one-sided, so actually I'm doing pretty well with that. And then, as I said, Fairy Touch and Magic, I'm still going with the one, but as I said, there's a lot more Christmassy type pictures in here, which is great. There'll always be something seasonal to colour. There are quite a few spring pages, although the thing I really like with this is, yes, there are still loads and loads of flowers and things, which I absolutely love, but you also have ones that have other things in them as well, and also some flowers that Clara hasn't done as much of in her other books, which is really nice. So there is more variety as well, I think, in this, and I love the water scenes as well. So I'd say these two are probably her most detailed books out of all of them. I think as she's gone on, Clara has made them more detailed, which is probably why they are taking me quite a while, but I absolutely love working in them, and really any of her books I would choose, but I just picked these ones out to show you. So for me, those kind of count as one book. And then I also have the I Believe in Fairies colouring postcards, also by Clara Markova. They are postcards, but I'm still counting them as a book because it kind of does look like a book. I absolutely love it. There are 32 postcards in this, and if you've seen my flip through or the other flip throughs that have gone around, they are all singular, which I think is great. You have no problem with glue getting stuck on the side of it, and these are all seasonal as well. So I believe there's 8 spring, 8 summer, 7 autumn and 9 winter, I think. And I will show you the ones that I have done. I keep them all in a separate portfolio, and the lovely Jo was actually asking me for a link for it, which I sent her. So I will, if I remember, I will put a link into the description for it when I actually get around to showing it to you. I'm putting this away. There we go. So this is what I use to keep my postcards in. This is roughly an A5 size. I will put a link if I remember. It's quite specific, and it's basically called a portfolio or something. Etoile portfolio, and yeah, they're excellent for storing my postcards. I think there's 48, well, there's 24 sleeves, but obviously you can do double-sided, so 48, and obviously there's only 32 postcards, so that's great. So I've got my first, second, and then my third, which I have put up on Instagram. This was a tutorial that I followed from Chris Chang. I am so happy with it. I can't decide which one's my favourite out of the ones I've done so far. I'm really pleased with all of them, and I'm really pleased that I have actually been drawn to doing the postcards a lot, because I thought that I would colour in the book more to begin with, but it's actually been really nice to do some of these smaller projects and then keep them all in here. So it's really motivating to add to it. So that's definitely something that's going to be ongoing, and if I can get one a month done, or at least one every couple of months, that's great. And then hopefully I can maybe get another 12 done. Because they're a bit smaller, as I said, they don't take as long, so it's quite nice to be able to get one done quickly. The next book is Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Gusa. This was also a new book that I got a couple of months ago. I have already done a page in it, and I'm working on my second, so this is the first one that I did. I used my Arteza pencils, I think. And then I am also working on a Christmas picture currently. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. It's the 23rd of December today, so this is the one I'm working on. I'm so proud of it, and I think it is such an adorable page, and I thought, well, it hopefully shouldn't take me too long, because once I've coloured the birds, you know, there's just a bit of holly, the snowflakes, and then the background to worry about. So I do have an idea of what I want to do for this page. I'm going to use my Jane Davenport pastels, the sparkly ones, and use the light blue for the background instead of using pencil. And I'll probably play around a bit with it, but I absolutely love it. And I've coloured robins quite a few times before, so for me the colour palette wasn't hard to find, but these other birds will probably just use the colours I've already used for the robins, just slightly differently. So it was very helpful that she put what the different birds were so that I could do that. So that's the page I'm working on, and as I said, in terms of this book, I just think it's absolutely gorgeous, and because it's smaller than the Menuet de Bonheur books, it doesn't take as long, and Rhapsody in the Forest, but yeah, it's a much more manageable size. There aren't as many kind of repeating patterns, and I really love it. Absolutely love it. And I could see myself colouring the whole thing. It's just, obviously it will take a lot of time because I like to do the animals and things realistically if I can, so it does take a bit longer, but I really like the size of this one, and I just think it's gorgeous. Again, the next two books kind of go as one. They are two books by Maria Troll. We have Dream Reese and Luna, which is the new book that I've got. Dream Reese I've had for a while. This is the Dutch edition of Vivi Sokker en Van. I think it's Vivi's Looking for a Friend. And this one I've coloured in quite a lot. I do have a set colour palette for it, and I do need to get back to it. I love it, and it's a storybook, so it does flow. Haven't done that one yet, but it's really, really gorgeous. I've jumped around a bit again with this, but I love the paper. It's really, really nice paper, and that's the reason I like to hold out and get the Dutch editions, because it's so thick and beautiful. So I think that's the only other one I've done. I did skip around, as I said. But yeah, that one's really gorgeous, and because it's a story, again, I can see myself continually working on it. I haven't done one for quite a bit now, but yeah, that's Dream Race. Actually, let me move that over here because I don't want to put it on top of the portfolio. And then the other book is Luna, which is also the Dutch edition of Luna. I think it literally just translates to the same thing in Swedish and Dutch. So this is also by Maria Troll. I have been working in this, which you'll see in my completed pages. I'll show it to you now, but I won't go into much detail. I've been working on this with just 12 Pablos and some of my 12 Holbein pastels. So I have a small 12 set of Pablos that I got for about £6 at WH Smith. They were on a deal. So I have been challenging myself just to use a really limited amount of colours and seeing what I can come up with. Done this little cute creature there, and then these first two pages I've done. So I did this hummingbird, and I also did this nameplate, all with 12 Pablos and then 2 Holbeins, part for the blue background and for these bluebells, I think. I don't know. I'm so pleased with it, and it's kind of my book that I'm using whilst we're watching TV and stuff, because I hardly need anything. It's really minimal and really easy to work in. So I'm currently working on this one. I probably won't get it done before the end of this month. These bunnies are looking a bit yellow, but they're meant to be brown, but obviously because I only have a really, really dark brown, it's hard to get it to look all right. But hopefully once I've done everything else, it'll kind of blend in a bit more and won't look so stark. But we've got grey ones here. So yeah, I'm really, really liking it so far. And as for the rest of the book, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favourites of hers, actually, and the fact that it's on the lovely paper as well. That's good. There aren't any seasonal pages in this book, which is the only thing that obviously we're missing a bit. Having said that, there are some more autumnal pages with the pumpkins, but there aren't any Christmas pictures. So it's so cute, and it's really challenging for me to just use a small amount of colours. I'm not sure if I'll stick with it, but we'll see. I'm really pleased that I've managed to get those first few pages done. And again, with this, it's very much a book where you can search up and make things look accurate. So that's what I'm going for, hopefully. Which is why actually having the 12 basic colours is really handy, because lots of the flowers and stuff in that book are really bright and vivid. So that's good. Next book we have is 100 Hugs. I haven't worked in this one for a while either, and I thought this is great because it's really small. It's not a colouring book, but it's a really nice small book which I have coloured in. And as you know, I did a flip through, I can't remember when I got it now, a while ago, and I use Prismacolors, and I used the Black Edition of Faber-Castells actually for that one. But it's such a cute book. They don't take long to do, so if I could get into the habit of doing a few more of them every now and then, that would be great. And then at some point I would have it finished. So there are only 100 pictures in there, which seems like quite a lot, but it is very, very small. If I show you up against Luna, it's very, very small. So quick turnaround with those pages. The next book is The Ink House, which is again another book that I haven't worked in for a while. I've done quite a few pages in here, and I was sent this by the lovely Sue, and I love this book. I mainly use Faber-Castell pencils in this book, and again, it's not meant to be a colouring book, but to me, I love the thread of the story running through. I have worked in this quite a lot, and because of all of the kind of grayscale effect, they don't take long either. I really enjoyed doing that one, especially. I did that one earlier this year. So again, I seem to like the books that have a story because it gives me that motivation to work through it. Like that one too. So definitely one that I need to return to a bit more next year. We then have Botanical Wonderland by Rachel Reiner. Again, another one I want to work in. You know me with this one, I like to use limited colour palettes for the most part. When I started colouring in it, I didn't. I'll show you the page. It's not my favourite. Where is it? This one. But I go crazy with things in this book in terms of glitter gel pen. Ooh. I did this one, which was the Kath Kidston colour palette, and I'm sure there was another one I did that, oh no, maybe not. The other ones I kind of just made up, but it's great. I love that it's one-sided. It's a beautiful book. I don't have her other book, but I would quite like to just focus on this one. The other one has a lot more people in it as well, which is something I'm not as comfortable with yet. So yeah, that was a really, really gorgeous book as well. We then have the Botanical Affirmations colouring book by Dominica Stopper. If you saw my Happy Mail video, the lovely Shannon bought this for me, and this is a really great book because it only has 12 pages in it, and this is by, oh, I literally just said, sorry, it's by Dominica Stopper. I did say that. But yeah, it is printed on CreateSpace paper, but what I'm planning on doing is photocopying these onto watercolour paper and then using gouache for them. So I'm probably not going to get one done a month. I know for some people that would be really easy. For me, it's not. And if I can just get a few of these done, that would be great, because it would be such a nice present to give to like someone, or just to, you know, have and keep in my colouring folder. But I just think that it's really gorgeous, and hopefully with gouache it wouldn't take too long, and I could always go over with pencil if I wanted. But 12 pages in there, so realistically, if you had this book, you could get it done in a year easily. You could even probably get it done in a month. And the last book is Romantic Country. Now, I was meant to have the new Eri book, which is the fairy tale book, delivered today. Because of the whole border thing now and the Eurotunnel, it's stuck in Germany at the moment, kind of transitioning over to France. So it's unlikely for the foreseeable next couple of days or weeks at least, especially with Christmas post and stuff, it's not going to arrive. I have seen a flip through of it. I absolutely love it. That's why I bought it. And this is kind of just a replacement of the book. So realistically, I would probably go for either this one, because it's the new copy that I have and I've done a page in it. I'd either go for this one or the fairy tale book, which I don't have yet. So this is kind of just to symbolise the new fairy tale book. I am so sad that it didn't arrive. But to be honest, I wasn't surprised when they announced all the Eurotunnel stuff. Yeah, it's such a shame, but it's not been the best, especially for us in the UK recently with tears and things. But it'll be lovely to just be able to celebrate Christmas, and it's so upsetting for people who aren't going to be able to celebrate in their normal way. And I really am so sorry for you guys, but I hope you have a lovely day nevertheless. But it will turn up one day. The book will turn up, and I can't wait to work in it. So yeah, that's kind of my final book. So
Hi everyone, I just wanted to interrupt this part of the video to tell you the people that I would like to tag for this tag, as it is an ongoing thing, and I'd really like to see some other people's choices for their top 10 colouring books to finish. So I'd love to tag Cassie, who is Potato Princess here on YouTube, also the Influence Colorist, and finally Rosie Crafted Colours. And Rosie's channel is a newer channel, and I've been really enjoying her videos lately, so please go and show your support to all of these wonderful ladies. And to any of you that want to do the tag, I'm sure Mary would be more than happy, and I love these sorts of videos as well because you get to see people's collections and also some computer pictures here and there. So it's such a wonderful tag. Thank you so much, Mary, for coming up with this tag and sharing it with all of us. And as I said, if you would like to do the video, even if you don't have a channel, I'd love to hear your
my next video, which may be before New Year or maybe afterwards. So if I don't put another video up before then, have a lovely New Year. But maybe I will put another one up, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.